So have you ever stopped to think about what happens when AI isn't just, built for you, but actually built around you, like shaping the very tools you're using every single day? That's really the big question we're digging into today. Our mission here in this deep dive is to unpack the origins and the massive implications of the AI platforms we see everywhere now, and we're doing it with the help of a really fantastic new book. We're talking about Empire of AI, a creator's playbook by Karen Hao. She's a really well-respected AI journalist, and her perspective here is just invaluable for understanding where we are right now.
Yeah, absolutely. And what's so interesting is that the book isn't just like a history lesson. It's really about the birth and, crucially, the scaling of these huge AI platforms, the ones that now power so many of the content tools you might be using, maybe even without realizing it. It's that foundational story.
And it sounds like quite a story. The book apparently takes you right back to the early days of OpenAI, exploring their huge ambition for AGI, artificial general intelligence, that kind of human-level AI goal. And it traces how they got from that vision to tools like ChatGPT. I heard Hal did something like 260 interviews with people inside OpenAI.
That's right. Yeah, over 200 interviews. It gives this incredibly deep personal perspective.
Wow. And that must be what makes it so compelling. It seems like it really blends the tech stuff, model design, AGI research,
Right.
with the very human side of things.
Right.
Ambition, power struggles, those internal debates.
Exactly. That's the key. It reads like a proper story, not just some uh, dry technical manual.
Which I think connects directly to you listening, especially if you're a creator.
Definitely. That narrative focus is a huge plus. It gives you these critical insights into how these technologies developed and, maybe more importantly, where they might go next. But without burying you in, complex math or super dense jargon,
Yeah.
it's approachable.
Okay, so we've got this great source, this incredible backstory. Let's unpack it. For you listening, what are the really critical takeaways from this empire that How maps out?
Well, one of the things that really stands out from the book is how um, those very early design choices
Hmm.
inside OpenAI, how they profoundly shaped the capabilities and even the sort of inherent traits of the AI models we interact with now.
How so? Like, what kind of choices?
For instance, the decision to scale models using absolutely vast amounts of internet data, instead of maybe focusing on smaller, more curated, specialized data sets.
Okay.
That choice meant these AIs would naturally learn, reflect, and sometimes even amplify the patterns found in all that messy, sprawling online text and data.
Right. So understanding that helps you evaluate the output.
Exactly. It helps you, as a user, look critically at what an AI produces. And remember, it's not just about what it does, but how it was fundamentally built, what it learned from.
That makes sense. What else?
Another really key insight is the book's deep dive into how AI relies on existing content. It's a huge topic. How details the really complex situation around how these models learn from, well, pretty much all the creative work already out there. Text, images, code, everything.
Which is vital for creators, obviously.
Absolutely vital, because it explains these ongoing, sometimes quite tense, conversations about originality, about attribution. It clarifies how your own work, or maybe work you commission or source, interacts with these powerful new systems. It gives you a lens to sort of anticipate the evolving rules around content creation and ownership in this AI era.
Anticipating change. That leads nicely into the future aspect. Does the book offer a perspective on where this is all heading?
Oh, definitely. It points very clearly towards even more automation, towards the rise of what Howe calls pervasive generative platforms.
Pervasive generative platforms. What does that actually mean in practice?
Think AI not just helping write an email, but maybe designing a whole presentation, generating images for your social media, maybe even composing music snippets, all potentially from a single integrated system.
Wow.
Yeah. And the book suggests entire content ecosystems might be built on top of this tech. So it's not just a vague glimpse, it feels more like a detailed roadmap, showing how creative roles, maybe entire industries, are likely to shift.
Yeah.
That gives you really critical foresight, whether for your career or your business strategy.
It sounds incredibly useful.
It is. Empire of AI really feels like more than just history. It's genuinely like a playbook for understanding AI's massive impact on creation. It connects the dots,
Yeah.
between the early days where we are now and what seems to be coming very, very fast.
So bringing it back to you listening right now, if you use ChatGPT, if you're playing with AI art tools, maybe Midjourney or Stable Diffusion, or if you publish any kind of content online, this deep dive, and really the book itself, offers this crucial insight into what could be next for your work, for your craft.
Yeah, and really this whole discussion kind of leads to a final thought, doesn't it? It really begs the question, Now that you understand a bit more about AI's foundational journey, how might that change how you approach your own creative work? Or even just how you think about the future of your entire field?